I'll tell you what I'd love to see more than anything right now. I'd love to see all these internet trolls and all these punk kids walking the streets thinking they're all tough get drafted into war. Well, first they would have to go through military boot camp, in which it would last for 6 months for drafted soldiers. These pricks wouldn't even make it through the first week. They'd be spending more time getting mud holes stomped into their asses than actually making it through the training. Besides, you really think a military drill instructor is gonna put up with a bunch of mouthy punk kids? Oh no. They'll be doing push-ups until their arms break off. I know the Navy SEALs is a voluntary program, but I believe that these troublemakers should be forced to go through it against their will. Hey, they think they're tough, right? Let's see how tough they really are when they're in a dire situation. Also, I'd love to see them in a combat zone when they're fighting for their lives and they don't have their computers to hide behind. Yeah, their enemies won't be hundreds of miles away, they'll be hundreds of feet away, just waiting to blow their heads off. Yeah, try mouthing off to a rebel with a big gun in his hand. You think that rebel will hesitate for even a second to send you to hell? Don't count it. In fact, the second he sees you, he'll start firing at you, no questions asked. These guys don't care, they just want you dead, as well as the men who train them. Now imagine one of these punk kids getting captured by the enemy. They'll make sure you don't eat or sleep, and just imagine when they start torturing you. The last thing you want to do when someone is torturing you is mouth off to them. Because if you do that, you may not live to see the next day, because you're totally at their mercy. And some enemy groups don't have any mercy. If you punk kids love beating up people who never caused you any harm, imagine you being thrown into a cell where you're surrounded by people who want to do nothing more than beat you senseless because they know your past. You won't have all your friends backing you up either. It'll just be you all by yourself in a cell with a group of people who hate your guts. Do you like bullying kids in school? Imagine being in a concentration camp where you're the one who gets treated like crap. That's where all bullies who take shit too far need to end up. Do you like shooting people with paintball guns? No, I'm not talking about the sport. I'm talking about just going up and down the street shooting random people with those guns. Imagine being chained to a wall and someone takes a paintball gun and adjusts the propane tank to its maximum speed velocity, aims it right at you, and then just fires at will. Imagine how painful that would be. I don't give a damn how cruel any of these things sound. We are letting these troublemakers get away with this stuff every single day, and it needs to stop. Imagine how much grades in school would skyrocket if the bully population decreased. Now, if you're just gonna skip school, then why do you even go? Speaking of which, do you people realize that your parents pay your teachers' salaries, you know, through taxes? But I'm not gonna get into that. Anyway, as far as it goes with people getting bullied by ruthless kids, what I would love to see is the tables turn on these little punk kids. I would also like to see all the teachers and staff out there who turn a blind eye towards this stuff lose their jobs. I mean, if you don't care about your fellow students, then maybe you shouldn't even be working at that place. And that's pretty much all I have to say about that. Good night.